Peace. Bam. Okay, now as the vibrates. You're not going too far in the future. You're not going too far in the past. Right now. Cool, I want to speak on the 1212 portal. Something, just catching the vibe to speak on. Matter of fact, somebody asked me about this, like to do a video about this, I think like a month or two ago, and I didn't even really know what they were talking about, like 1212 gate, I'm like, and I'm not one to act like I know something when I don't know. I'm like, and I told the person straight, I'm like, well, it seemed like it may be something. I'm like, let's just let time, let's just wait till, time passes, quote unquote, and see what my now, what asks me to do, Not getting to it, it's like, all right, it does have important energy. Matter of fact, this energy kind of like the prerequisite, I ain't gonna say the prerequisite, but what kind of, the vibe of me dealing with like the reptilians and, because matter of fact, I'm feeling that vibe, like when they talk about Nibiru return and the ancestors return, that type of vibe. I really feel a presence of like help has arrived, like that type of energy right now. I feel like what, like yesterday I caught the vibe that like, like how whether it be a classroom setting or whatever, but like where, somebody, like say for instance they got some type of election or voting type of thing going on, or like, a type of competition going on, and somebody could like, let you know who like first, second, and third before you actually find, before everybody find out who's first, second, and third, somebody could be like, hey look, let me tell you though, but such and such, I looked at the paperwork, this and that, but long story short, which I'm about to do this to everybody, if you're watching this video, then you're part of that energy, but like, just say like, not, I say not somebody's winning in essence, but in essence, things are looking very beautiful, and just keep up the good work, let's just say that. Let's just say that the news is fucking lying. When you ran out of bullets, you're gonna try to throw the gun at somebody. And that's basically what a lot of people doing right now. Again, we are not the rebels. They are the rebels, rebelling against God, rebelling against Source, rebelling against the paradigm shift, rebelling against positive change, rebelling against soulful change, rebelling against soul ascension, something that's inevitable, in these times. So, remember, we not the we are not the rebels, But with that, the energy of connecting with our star heritage, our star ancestry, which a lot of us, over time, different bodysuits connecting in different regions, these different DNA connections, done spread all over this plane of existence, and a lot of us may have a little more of one bloodline than the other, things of this nature. But it's definitely a time of realizing that we have that connection and that it's being activated in this time. Matter of fact, I see a lot of people talking about like the Lilith or Mary Magdalene energy, But matter of fact, I did I work with Yemenya, matter of fact, check out my video about Primordial Mother and Set, nice long video, but worth it. Connecting, Tiamat, because even Tiamat, Tiamat was actually dealing with the Ankh and Lil story, like one of the planets, within that story. And just seeing again, you got Leviathan in the Bible, but this energy with this serpent rising, this Kundalini energy rising. These certain reptilians, rising, these certain Nagas. Look at them nagas over there. But anyway, you know, feeling a strong connection with that, you know, that star fam. And matter of fact, you know, dealing with the primordial mother, you know, that primordial mother energy. And we think about like as above, so below, you know, on this physical plane, you know, our lineage, you know, to find out our DNA lineage, it travels through our mom's mitochondria, you know, the mom's mitochondrial DNA, you know, is how we track our ancestry lineage, you know. And right now, you know, again, as above, so below, you know, our ancestral lineage on a star constellation level, you know, it's being activated. We connecting to our roots, you know. Again, that's why all throughout, you know, the vibes of this situation, it was always about, hey, it's more than just the continent of Africa. You know, it's way bigger than that. You know, it's about a star family. It's about, you know, connecting with the full, you know, the full and higher aspect of our, you know, existence and being, you know. But definite energy, you know, amplifying that connection, you know. Again, that's why I've been having a vibe of bringing up also the Madagascar area and the Sentinel Islands, and, you know, the possibility of Lemuria being, you know, in that area. That's why it's such a strong connection, you know, with Atlantis or Lemuria, with a lot of crystals that come from that area as well, like the Madagascar area, you know. But again, just all these connections coming up, and there's no coincidence in this universe, you know. And on the numerical vibes, you know, 12 is almost like that, in essence, like a completion number, in the essence of, like, you know, completing the cipher through the zodiac signs, in essence, you know, that full circle, that full completion, you know, getting, like, I got a video called the 12 movie specialist, you know, basically comparing, you know, the 12 zodiac signs on the as above, so below aspect of being compared to, like, you know, somebody, 12 movie specialists preparing you for a movie, aka the movie being in this physical realm, you know, this matrix, you know, acting out this persona, you know, as this person, you know, in this human body, you know. 12 specialists that get you ready before you go on stage, you know. And all of us spend different amount of times with these different 12 specialists, but not going too far from that note. Again, though, that 12 just representing that, you know, that complete cipher through the zodiac. But also remembering too, though, again, that Ophiuchus Christ energy, you know, the Ophiuchus energy is like that Kundalini energy and that primordial mother energy, you know, also called the center of the galaxy, center of the universe, you know, being in the middle of that Taurus field. And even you know, a star or planet, in essence, being like a whirlpool, or like a spin in the Taurus field within the waters or the oceans of space, so to speak, you know. But it's Christ, you know, the number 13, you know, it's like you know, breaking out of the discipline, breaking out of those 12 disciplines, you know, the 12 disciples, you know. But that's what the apostles is representing, the 12 zodiac signs, you know, 12 tribes of Israel, you know, that's all the same correlation, you know. But again, just on the number, matter of fact, the portal is kind of like it's opening, you know, matter of fact, and I'm video a little late, you know, opened yesterday on 12/12, you know, December 12th, and then, you know, in essence, the energy kind of closing up, in essence, on 12/21, you know. And, you know, other vibes dealing with this this energy. I'm feeling a strong vibe speaking to trusting the universe, you know. You know, basically, let our actions be through inspiration and not through distrust, you know. Not acting because we don't think the universe is going to take care of us, you know. Because the ego, that's a slick place for the ego to hide. Because, you know, a lot of us, you know, again, with that new age movement vibe, you know, we'll take that. Matter of fact, I did that video talking about the different tactics that the oppressors use to come at people. But, you know, opposition by default, where here it is, where you taking the opposition towards, let's just say, let's see, you got an opposition towards trusting the universe, because you feel like, oh, that's that old new age shit, just sitting around waiting. I got to take action, you know. And again, there's no black and white to this. Of course, they promote it in a way to have you just sitting down, not doing not a damn thing. But that doesn't mean that, you know, we will be, you know, the universe is working with us in such a way, you know, we're becoming more magnetic, you know. Of course, we're balancing things out, but because we have been over masculine for so long, you know, the feminine energy is coming to balance that out, and we're becoming more magnetic in the way of manifesting things, you know, where it will take less action, but we still will have that action nonetheless. You know, we still will use logic, you know, nonetheless. But again, it's just tapping more into that intuitive side, more into that feminine side, more into that magnetic side, you know. And again, that's why they got like a lot of mother energy, you know, giving off of this vibe. And also 3, you know, the lines of communication, also that mother energy, you know, the 3, you know, look like breasts. You know, so that mother energy in that way, it could be like the ovaries and the birth canal, you know, and that papillecbular pad, you know, connected with number 3, you know, walking that line between the seen and the unseen, you know, all the masculine and feminine, you know, balancing those energies out. But you know, the energy, you know, promoting us to be the creators that we are. Again, trusting our magic, you know, because the reason why, you know, like basically we speak with our actions. As a matter of fact, I think I should have more than one video about how, like, you know, our actions speak louder than words, and like you know, our actions is what speak to source. So of course we could be like, say for instance, I could say, oh yeah, I trust your source, I trust higher self, I trust, but is all that is lip service if when it boils down to it, I'm constantly trying to overwork and do, you know, always trying to be active because I'm scared that the universe won't bring to me, you know, all that I've been asking for since a little kid, you know, in essence, you know. Well, then the universe is gonna be like, all right, shit, since you don't trust me, then bam, you're gonna have to overwork to get what you're looking for since you don't trust me, you know. So we want to be aware of that, you know. Of course, it's not that just sit around, just, oh yeah, I'm just about to not do anything, you know. Manifestation is about no responsibility, and no, it's not, you know what I'm saying. Of course, we have a certain, you know, level of accountability and responsibility with, you know, taking certain actions toward manifestation. But again, it's inspired action. It's through spirit, you know, in spirit, inspired, you know, inspiration, you know, taking action through feeling, you know, being in alignment first and foremost, and then second, taking that action instead of just, you know, taking action because you're not trusting the universe. Because again, as you're doing that, you know, that's basically telling the universe, I don't trust you. Fuck all these powers that you say I got. I don't believe that I have these powers, and I don't trust you. All these powers, when you're saying trust, you basically like not trusting yourself, because, you know, the universe, higher self is you, and you know, and it's basically a lack of confidence in your own inner magic, you know, in essence, you know. So it's like, let me overwork, and we starting to get to a place too. It's like, you know, like the messages, you know, kind of like that. Stop playing, you know, stop playing around with becoming our greatest version. You know, like, you know, we know what we gotta do, you know, to clean this up, you know, to you know, become our greatest versions. And again, not getting scared or like, oh man, I gotta be to this level or that level. No, as long as you're doing your best, you know, we all know what our best is, you know. Like, we all know when we procrastinate too much or being too lazy. We all know when we overworking, you know, or not relaxing enough, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. Because it may be that for some of us, the universe may be asking us to relax more. For some of us, the universe may be telling us to work more. You know, again, it's unique. It's uniquely different to each person's unique soul signature, in essence, unique vibrational signature. But again, it's just a strong message of trusting the universe, trusting higher self, trusting that magic. We are the magic, so it's time to start trusting in it. And matter of fact, speaking of the trust, a lot of the vibe too is, speaking to stepping into the unknown. Matter of fact, tarot card I pulled earlier, just for, just for on the moment vibe, right now. And of course, like with this card, it's spoken of as a, almost like, a negative card, like, oh, this means something bad or this and that. But, I realized with these cards, and that's why it's so important to have, an intuitive insight with dealing with them. When I pulled it, what I saw is basically higher self telling the ego, look, trust the process. Look at how even though you're blindfolded, all these swords miss you. You know what I'm saying? And it's also telling you step into the unknown, like, step away from that castle, that little, that little security of, comfortability. Everything always comfortable and the same in this castle. But, way out here into the unknown, and there's water there, there's promise, there's abundance, there's little signs of the feminine energy. But trusting the process, like with your hands tied and, blindfolded, can you trust the universe, And speaking back to that trust, and also, the eight kind of personifies, matter of fact, eight, that feminine energy, like that Coke bottle, also that infinity, and also speaking to infinite abundance, so it's also speaking to, the infinite abundance is there. If you step into that, that uncomfortable spot, you step out of that comfort zone, step into the unknown, trust the magic, that infinite abundance is there, and also the swords represent fire, and right now, moving into that Sagittarius energy, Sagittarius fire sign, that fiery energy, in essence about like taking action, and also dealing with the Jupiter energy of expansion. But again, like dealing with that expansion and action, you want that expansion and action to come from a place of trusting the universe, trusting higher self, like the universe got you, See how the swords, came down but never touched. Right foot forward, right foot tied to the left brain, having a practicality about it in essence, but stepping into the unknown nonetheless. Then later, I asked what should people do right now that would really help the ascension process. As a matter of fact, and I'm new to tarot cards, but intuitively, someone was like, just asking, a question, and the cards would point to the answer. So again, I asked the card, shuffling, and I'm like, what should people do right now that would really help, the ascension process, and now, along with, of course, stepping into the unknown, because it did tell me that, like, with this card being pulled, to still remember to, step out of that comfort zone to expand. But the reason why I'm, re-bringing that up, because this card, got pulled, and this one is about, even though we're stepping into the unknown, again, trusting that universe. You see how he ain't tripping, like he ain't got a care in the world. 10 toes planted on the ground, that number 4 petals on the root chakra, and he wearing red, representing that grounding, and the pentacles represent that earth energy, and the 5 represent that Taurus field, and 5 Also deals with Jupiter energy, you know, and the Jupiter energy from that, you know, that fire from the swords, you know. So there's a little connection right there. But you know, that cool, calm, and collected. You know, you just holding it down, chilling. You know, how you see that boy? He ain't worried about y'all. You know, he holding it down. You know, so there's also like being, you know, cool, calm, and collected about trusting the universe, and also like right now, like grounding. You know, just you know, that cool, calm, collected vibe on a grounded, you know, level. You know, making sure we connecting, you know, with nature, and not like as much as we taking action and stepping into the unknown again from inspiration. So making sure, you know, we not overthinking and all, and like the, you know, that mind noise. You know, you gotta slow down, ground yourself. You know, let that negativity pass through the bottom of the feet, that sciatic nerve. You know, but you know, have that cool, calm, collective vibe. You know, and also Earth. You know, connecting to that feminine energy as well. You know, earth and water, you know, the two down triangles. Triangles pointing down as the symbols, you know. Could also be representing the yoni, you know, again, that little triangle vibe. Again, the three. Uh, but like the, matter of fact, you know, because the ovaries and the, you know, the birth canal, birth pad. But, being cool, calm, and collected, you know, and realize again, you know, the universe, it got us, you know, high self got us, inner source got us, but we gotta trust, you know, have to trust high self. And also another connection with the tarot cards, I drew the sun card the other day in the video where I was talking about sympathetic magic, you know, and I drew the sun card, and later I caught an omens to you know, one of the reasons why I indirectly pointed to it to a certain extent, you know, because the sun card has the little kid riding on the white horse, you know, and basically white animals are prophecy animals, you know, messages of better times to come, you know. As soon as I get to this sun card, I can show it. But yeah, you know, so that's another thing we're dealing with right now too. Again, the message of better times to come, you know. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter someday. Someday, things will get brighter someday. But you know that prophecy, you know. And no, we're not talking about if you wanna ride, ride the white horse. We're not talking about riding that white horse. You know, it's also kind of tied into that four horsemen prophecy, because I think, you know, one of them riding a white horse, and it's also tied into you know, shout out to Brother Panic. Matter of fact, much love and blessings, Brother Panic and Bobby Hemmett. You know, speaking on, you know, the white ISIS, how, you know, the alchemical change, you know, again through the paradigm shift. And when we say the white ISIS, not necessarily like, you know, a human bodysuit like white and black on that level, but even though it's not seen, you know, it's not directly speaking to on a human level, you know, they were because they were bringing up like Tina Marie, you know, that matter of fact dealing with Rick James, and how, you know, her energy, you know, in essence was like a connection to that, you know, that new ISIS energy coming in right now, you know. Matter of fact, is also connected to that book by W.H. Mueller, which is a pen name for somebody else. I want to say a pen name for Kenneth Grant maybe, but W.H. Mueller, Polaria, Gift of the White Stone or something like that. But that book connects with that information as well. But again, without getting deep into it, but again, the white animals are animals of prophecy, so a message of things, getting better. Matter of fact, bringing that childlike essence back, letting that inner sun shine. Got control over the orange flag, meaning control over the sacral chakra and the emotions. Not letting the satanic people grab your orange flag, aka disrupt your sacral chakra and try to play on your emotions or play on imbalancing your chakras and stuff like that. You got that holding that sun shining. Got the wavy feminine lines and also got the masculine lines coming off that balance. Sun displaying that balance, because if it was too much sun shining, we would burn up, and if it was not enough, then we wouldn't have any life growing, but just enough of it, that balance. But again, that's the energy, that's coming with this 12-12 portal. We going through the vibe of feeling like there's so many infinite possibilities and multiple timelines. Again, it's like one of those vibes of feeling like, oh shit, I could be moving here or I could be moving here. It's kind of like all those options are open. Like in that void space. But it's basically an opportunity for us to key in on what we really, really want. Like kind of like flipping through brochures, like, all right, do I want to go here and do that? Do I want to go here and do that? Or do I want to, you know what I'm saying? It's like, the infinite possibilities are there. But making sure that we do key in on, and focus in on one of those possibilities very strongly. Not to say that the other ones could never happen and on the back burner on that level, but, in order to, make things happen in this moment, dealing with with one of them, you want to be have some direction in dealing with again, or you just be floating around just like a boat floating in water, what I'm saying, with no direction. You want to have some type of when we talk about desire and destiny, that's a destination, what I'm saying, instead of us just floating, what I'm saying. Again, that's why the balance of energy, intuition. Of course, we're magnetic and we could allow things to be pulled to us, but we also have a fiery energy where we could take action, and should take action, again, out of inspiration from spirit. But, this is the basic vibe. Again, activating our divine star heritage and ancestry, connecting, with whatever, beings that you feel resonating with you, not what universals say. Now, of course, if I say a certain, like if I talk about the lions or the reptilians or or any type of beings and they resonate with you, of course, but again, not just going with it because universal said it. Like, nah, it should, like, it's again right now also the importance of, I did a video yesterday on the uniqueness and just that inner intelligence, that inner awareness, inner guidance, strengthening that inner guidance. Get more and more closer to a time where you don't want to be so dependent on external information. You want to be to strengthen that intuition to a place where you don't have to just be, overly logically looking for information. Again, have that balance. Most of our lives have been spent in an over masculinized society. So again, we're not throwing logic out the window, but we've been taught to be, almost, over logical in essence. So, opening up that intuition, that inner feminine energy, that magnetism. As a matter of fact, too, that's why, like, ley lines in certain areas have a certain energy, is because the magnetic lines is crossing in a non-destructive wave pattern. You know what I'm saying? Like the golden mean ratio allow for waves to, you know, expand and contract, you know, or implode, you know, magnetically within that, you know, torus field, again, without any destructive wave interference. So you see the importance of, you know, on a scientific level, of us maintaining a certain vibration, you know, and it spreading externally, you know, being the change we want to see. Of course, we got to be aware of what, you know, the people trying to oppress, you know, doing and stuff like that. Because again, when we know our history, we won't fall for the same bullshit over and over again. You know, now that we know about the Tavistock Institute, like say for instance, if we didn't know and we was playing that ignore everything bullshit, we wouldn't be able to put on blast like, hey, the Tavistock Institute started that last hippie movement and they were secretly managing, you know, the Beatles and Grateful Dead. And again, not saying that, you know, the Beatles and Grateful Dead, you know, with a lot of these things, you know, not saying, don't know for sure if, you know, Paul McCartney was like, yes, I'm with Tavistock Institute and I'm about to brainwash everybody, you know, or that Carl Jung was like, you know, not, but, you know, they were a part of the program, you know, and it is what it is on that level, you know, can't deny that, you know, but at the same time, you know, not trying to, oh, he's good or he evil, you know, that's not necessarily, that's almost beside the point. Like, we just need to know that, hey, they trying to implement this bullshit regardless if a motherfucker had ill will, intentions or whatever, you know. Again, somebody pouring water in your gas tank, whether it's by mistake on purpose, or still fuck up the car. So, you know, you just want to know, you know, don't really care about where their heart was at with it, but I just need to find that out so I can get that shit out of my gas tank. You know, you see how certain details ain't. Just need to know the important shit so I can fix this shit. You know, again, knowing information and relevance to fixing things. Like, will this information help fix a situation? You know, will this information help me on my spiritual growth and ascension right now in this moment? Yeah. But again, do you really want this? You know, do you really want to become your greatest version? Now is the vibrate. But you know, that's basically it, y'all. You know, stepping into the unknown, trusting our magic. You know, matter of fact, you know, great time to be asking questions. You know, matter of fact, why that 777 came up. You know, high learning, perfecting, becoming our greatest version. You know, asking questions, not being scared to ask questions. You know, it's the whole vibe. Don't forget about that as well. But that's basically it. You know, good times are coming. Peace. Happy now. Now's the vibrate, of course. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Peace, peace.